Hi everyone, it's Claire back again. So I've got a big pile of purple polishes here. They're bright polishes, well to me anyway, bright or mid-tone polishes, and I want to try and thin them down a little bit. I've got a feeling I've got quite a few dupes, and they include the more pinky toned purples and the blue toned purples. I haven't really got a target in mind for this because I think it's going to be quite difficult. Purple is probably the shade that is my favourite next to green. So yeah, this might be a tricky one. But let's make a start. So these ones are like metallic purples, shimmery purples, and I've got quite a few here. Before I carry on my nails, I've got a purple actually. This is a slightly darker purple, and it's a sort of jelly base packed with red like foil glitter, and also a green silvery shimmer. It looks lovely, the finish is great on the nail, but because it's that jelly finish it took like 4 coats to be opaque. I don't know, I mean I could probably use this as a topper, but I just can't see myself doing that. I got this in as a freebie in a Destash that I picked up. This is Nailit, which is an Australian brand, I think, Northern Lights. So yeah, I'm actually going to destash this one. So that's even before we start. I'm destashing the one that's on my nails. Okay, so the ones that I know I'm not going to get rid of. This is such a beautiful purple. It's it's more of a darker shade in the bottle, but on the nail it's actually quite bright. It's this really vivid violet purple. So this is Let's Talk, which is a Cadbury's like foil purple, and I just absolutely love it. So this one's going nowhere. But this again looks quite bright on the nail because of this blue flash. This is Purple Potion that was sent to me by George, and I'm definitely keeping this one. It's a gorgeous purple. This is Argent Lilac, and it was sent to me by Catherine, Mrs. Cronall, and it's a fantastic stamper. I've used this a few times now actually in stamping designs, and yeah, I'm definitely keeping this. It's great for stamping. This is Tonic Polish Light of Lyra, and it's just a beautiful, beautiful shade with that bright blue flash, which you can definitely see on the nail. This was one of my favourite polishes of last year, even though it came out I think in 2016. But yeah, I love it. Definitely keeping this one. These two actually are quite similar. This one's maybe slightly more pink toned. This is Purple with a Purpose, and this one is It's All a Bluer, which is a pure ice that was sent to me by Debbie. I know that I really, really, really like this formula, so I'm definitely keeping this one. It's almost 1 coat. Unfortunately, you can't see all of that shimmer on the nail, but it is a great formula and a 1 coater, so I'm keeping this one. But I'm actually going to destash the OPI, so that's Purple with a Purpose. That's going, and It's All a Bluer is staying. And then this polish here was sent to me by Debbie. It's a sister sheet polish that came from the Punshine collection, the spring collection this year. And it's a really pretty finish. I like it in the bottle, but the formula, again, it's that jellyish kind of formula, which needs like 3 to 4 coats. For me, it needed 4 coats, which means it takes a while to dry. It's a bit of a difficult formula for me to work with. So I know Debbie won't mind me passing this on. So this is Crocus Pocus, and I'm going to pass this one on. I just think somebody else will get more enjoyment out of this than me. Then these two little minis here. This one is DJ on Board, which is actually a great formula. I've used it in my project polish, and I don't know, if it was a bigger bottle I might destash it, but I think I've probably still got 1 or 2 manicures left in this, so I'm going to keep it. And this, I really do wish I had this in a bigger bottle. This one is Christmas at Downton, which was from the Polish Me Royalty Christmas collection a couple of years ago now. And it's got this beautiful rose gold crushed flaky in here, and you can see it on the nail. It's beautiful. Definitely keeping this one. These two are scattered holographic. This one is Crown of Thistles from A England. I actually swatched this recently because I wasn't too sure if I was going to keep it. But yeah, here it is on the swatch wheel, and I decided I'm definitely going to keep it. So that's Crown of Thistles. However, very good. This is a great formula actually, and it's a really pretty scattered holographic. It's from Pretty Perfect Polish, but I just don't reach for it. And I think I'm going to destash this one. This one here is an Ada's Nails, and this is Purple Gecko, which has got a great it's a thermal, and it's got a really great transition to a bright green turquoise. I love it. I've never been able to capture it properly on camera, but I love this polish. Definitely keeping this one. This one here is Tyrande, and it's from Illusion by Emily, and it's just a beautiful cream polish. Very similar actually to this one here in the base colour, which is Jomina. So it's that kind of glowing purple, but with this blue glitter. I love it. It was one of my favourites recently in a Magnificent 7. Tyrande, definitely keeping it. Okay, my husband's just told me that this is Tyrande Winter Wind? Whisper Wind. I don't know, a geek thing, I think. Wasn't this based on World of Warcraft, the collection? Yes, I am clueless. These three polishes here are pink-toned, bright, mid-tone purples. And this one is That's Sure Bright. This is quite a classic polish, actually. It dries matte, from what I can remember, but it just clashes with me a little bit too much, so I'm actually going to destash this one. Well, I'm definitely going to keep Jomina. It's a favourite of mine, and I kind of rediscovered it recently doing the nail art for the dementia awareness, so I'm definitely keeping Jomina. And this one here is the new China Glaze Summer Collection, Paradise Collection. This is Stop Beach Fronting, and it's actually really quite a nice formula, this one here. But it's very similar to these two that are next to it, which is Orly Breathable and this Essence here. So they are actually quite similar, but there are differences. I'm going to destash the China Glaze, and I'm going to keep the Orly Breathable. I know that the Orly Breathable has got a fantastic formula, so I'm keeping that one. I'm going to destash the China Glaze, and I'm going to keep the Essence. So this leaves me with these 7 creams here that are very similar. This one is Pretty Serious Snugglebutt, which I think this is probably, it's bright on the nail, which is why it's not in the darker purples, which I'll do later this year. And I just really like it. I don't always keep, I think I probably destash about 50% of the Pretty Serious that comes through my collection, but this one I'm definitely keeping. I'm also going to keep Freckles polish in the hope that she comes back and starts making polish, because the Freckles polish that I have got, I love all of them. So I'm definitely keeping this one. This is Blueberry Pie. I'm also going to keep the Sosu Grape Gatsby. This was a fantastic polish that was sent over to me by Helen. So this is an Irish brand, and this I think was my closest Pantone shade, the ultraviolet shade, and yeah, I love it. So thanks again, Helen. Fantastic polish. Definitely keeping this one. I'm also going to keep Pucker Purple, a favourite purple of mine, and it reminds me of George. I think it was the polish that she wore on her wedding day. I think. Correct me if I'm wrong there, George. But it always reminds me of George when I see this, and it's a fantastic purple. Definitely keeping that one. I'm also going to keep Lost My Bikini in Molokini. It was one of the first OPIs actually that I ever picked up, and it is a really good formula. It's slightly dustier. This is it on the swatch wheel here. I've kind of messed it up. That's the Pretty Serious Snuggle Butt. I haven't swatched this one, but I have swatched the Wet n Wild, which is this one. And I remember being so excited about getting a Wet n Wild polish, and this is On a Trip. I also got Refreshment and a kind of neutral beige that was a dupe for OPI You Don't Know Jacques. But I'm actually going to destash this one because I think it's just too similar to other polishes and I don't reach for it. But it's a great polish, so that's Wet n Wild On a Trip. And I'm also going to destash this Rimmel polish, which is Keep Calm and Party. It doesn't quite fit into the pastel category, it's a little bit deeper than that. So it's more of a mid-tone purple, but I'm going to destash both of these. And I'm going to keep the OPI Lost My Bikini in Molokini. These are all the ones that I'm keeping. These are kind of mainstream polishes, but I've got quite a few indies as well that I'm keeping, so I'm quite happy about that. Here are the polishes that I'm going to be destashing. So you'll see these in the destash shop, and these two here I'm going to pass on. So yeah, that's it for my mid-tone purples. I'll be doing darker purple shades. I've got quite a few of those that I'll be doing later on in the year. And I'm just really doing kind of colour categories and polishes as I'm wearing them if I don't want to keep them. So I am doing destashes, but just perhaps not as much as I have been. But I'll try to get them up as regularly as I can. Next destash and comparison will be some H&M polishes that I think are similar to other polishes in my collection. So I need to make a decision. Do I keep the H&M or do I keep the other polish? Okay, thanks for watching everyone, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!